What's up guys, this is RichieSam and welcome to my channel, RichieSam's House of Gaming. Talking about myself, I'm professionally a journalist and do news reporting. But apart from that, I am a gamer enthusiast. Gaming is my passion and it's my hobby to pass my time, and you can say I love gaming a lot. About gaming history, I'm doing gaming since the age of 5 years. When back in 1998, if I remember it correctly, you can say that those vintage cassette video games used to be there. I've shared a photo, you can also see that. So in this type of video game, I have done a lot of gaming. Games like Mario or shooters game like Contra. Since then, technology evolved a lot in gaming field. Talking about graphics in today's time are next to realism, and in order to run those intense graphic games, you need a high-end setup or a decent PC setup, or else you can easily opt for consoles for an excellent gaming experience. This is my first video in my YouTube channel, and I will try to make this video as short and as brief as possible. So in today's video, I am going to discuss my newly bought gaming monitor, or you can say a content creation monitor, Samsung Odyssey G7 S28 G70, which is a 4K 144Hz monitor, HDR 400. You can say it is my personal experience with my monitor, which I am going to share it with you all, as well as the review. Also, I will tell you whether you should go for this monitor or not. And if your budget allows, you can go for this monitor, or there are many other options available in various other companies like LG, MSI, GIGABYTE, ASUS, BenQ, and many other companies. So let's start this video now. Upgraded by this monitor from my old monitor, that is a 1080p 60Hz monitor from Samsung company, which is a TN panel, whereas this monitor is a IPS panel. It is 4K 144Hz, as I told you earlier. Unfortunately, in today's video, I won't be doing the unbox video of this monitor, because this monitor was a huge upgrade from me. Upgrading from 1080p 60Hz monitor, which is around 7 years old, to a new advanced monitor, which is Samsung S28 G70. So it was a huge upgrade from me, from 1080p to 4K 144Hz. To access the menu in this monitor, it was quite different as compared to my old monitor, and I was simply not aware like how to access that menu and how to activate the other features in this monitor. So I apologize for that. I won't be doing the unbox video. But apart from that, I will be showing plenty of other things in this video. Talking about this monitor was released in January 2022 in India, but in other countries it was already available in 2021 in the month of May or June. I can't remember it exactly, but they were available in 2021 online and offline. Talking about online, these monitors were available in websites like Newegg, Best Buy, Amazon.com. This monitor cost me around Indian rupees 56,000, which is approximately $735 US, inclusive of all taxes. As of now, in April 2022, the Indian price is rupees 56,000. About the features of this monitor, since I am a PC gamer, so I will be highlighting the features from PC point of view. First of all, this monitor is 4K 144Hz, which I have told you previously, but via DisplayPort 1.4. As from HDMI 2.1, you can only get 4K 120Hz on PC as well as on consoles. Whereas if you want to enjoy a full 4K 144Hz experience, then I would recommend to use DisplayPort 1.4 with a high bandwidth. As I have shared a photo here, I am using this current DisplayPort cable in order to connect my monitor to this my PC, and I am using a graphic card that is RX 6900 XT from AMD company. This is the highest end graphic card from AMD company. It is of 16 GB VRAM and plenty of other things which this graphic card can do. So this graphic card is currently installed in this system, and and really enjoying a lot in gaming and as well as in content creation. Monitor is enabled with NVIDIA G.SKILL and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro out of the box. And apart from that, the firmware version in this monitor is 1006. I think that is the latest firmware for this monitor, because I have checked the US website of Samsung company. So it is also there. Also, it is showing that the latest firmware for this monitor is 1006. So I think this is the latest firmware. But in future, if you want to upgrade the firmware for this monitor, you can access the US website of Samsung company. And talking about the ports, it has one HDMI port, one HDMI 2.1 and one display port 1.4. Another cool feature which I have discovered in this monitor, it is RGB core lighting. So talking about the CORSAIR part, basically this monitor is enabled with CORSAIR. I will tell you what exactly is CORSAIR. So CORSAIR is some sort of an inbuilt software in this monitor, means you don't require a third-party software. CORSAIR is some sort of you can say it's a software which detects the brighter part of the video which you are playing, or a video game which you are playing on PC or on a console. Taking a small example, like I'm playing a video game Doot on my PC, and sometimes the whole screen goes green in certain area. So in that scenario, what happens, the RGB lighting also turns green, which is some sort of a very cool feature which I found it, and I must say that I am quite impressed by this feature. Though you can turn off this CORSAIR feature in this inbuilt menu, on or off. A simple setting to turn off this CORSAIR on or off. Tell you like what exactly the settings which I have set in this monitor, the picture settings, the brightness, the contrast. I will show you just now. Though I have researched a lot on Google, like what is the best picture setting which is comfortable for my eyes in order to do some content creation work as well as do some hardcore gaming.
So guys, this is Windows 10 settings, which basically I'm using Windows 10 Professional, and this is the settings which I'm using. It is 4K 144 Hertz by default. I have set it to that. I have turned on the HDR, and coming here, as you can see, the refresh rate is by default 144 Hertz. It has bit, and you can see bit depth, color format, and the resolution. It is all in 4K, and it is also showing my graphic card, that is AMD Radeon RX1000 XT, and it is from ASROCK company, the Phantom Gaming Edition. So now coming to the menu of this monitor. Okay, so it has coming to the refresh rate. By default, again the monitor has picked up 144. You can change it to 120 or 60 Hertz. Response time, I have set it to extreme. It is best for FPS game. FreeSync Premium Pro, I have turned it to off because I don't face any kind of screen tearing. And low input lag, this is also very beneficial for FPS game. When you click your mouse and the reaction in the game, the time is very less. Core sync, it is and core sync, I have turned it off. Oh sorry, I should have turned it on so that you can see the effects while playing games like Doom Eternal or any other good games which reflects good bright lights. Here you have the option to turn off the front and the back light. By now it is turned off. I'm sorry for that. I will turn it on. See, now as you can see, it is now on in the front and at the back as well. Lighting effect, you can change it from anything like static, rainbow, breathing, and many other options, but I personally prefer core sync. See, these are the color options. You can set it according to your preference. Core sync, I prefer to turn it on because I like this feature a lot and it is a very cool feature. So yeah, there's all the features in core lighting and the core sync, and the front light is on. the picture mode. Yeah, as you can see, these are the settings, custom settings which I have set. So custom settings which I have set is brightness to 100, contrast to 80, sharpness to 60. In Windows setting also I have turned on the Windows HDR option. Here I have all turned it to 50 because I think by default Samsung recommend me to use these settings only. Picture in picture mode, I never used it. OSD, never used it, not required. System, local dimming, you can set it to auto or you can set it to on. Here, what a local dimming exactly does, it is control the brightness of individual areas on the screen to automatically maximize contrast. If you select auto, local dimming will be automatically turned on or off based on whether the contrast is HDR or not. So I hope you read it what exactly this local dimming does, but I have set it to auto. This is the display port version, set it to 1.4, you can set it to 1.2, 1.1 also. Auto source, I never use these functions, and in support you can see the software update, the current version.
And one more cool feature which I have just discovered in this monitor, like there are certain preset settings which is set by the Samsung. Like it depends like what kind of game are you playing. For example, if you are playing FPS games like Modern Warfare 2019 or Counter-Strike, then there is a separate setting in this monitor like the FPS setting, which brightens the black area in order to see enemies hiding in the dark areas. There are other settings like the RPG settings. If we are playing an RPG game, arcade games, action games, adventure games, even survival horror games, there are certain settings for these games. And apart from that, not only gaming, if you are watching a movie or a web series in this monitor, so there is a setting called cinematic setting, in which the colors are set according to the movie which you are playing or seeing in this monitor. So overall, I really like this monitor. The features are according to my comfort. There are plenty of features and I am pretty satisfied with this monitor. Well, as I have discussed about the different modes in this monitor, like the FPS mode, the arcade mode, the cinematic mode, apart from that there are other features like the anti-lag and the black equalizer. Starting from the black equalizer is the you can set the black parts according to your comfort, like you can set it to 8 or 10. If it is set to 8, then the black part will get a slightly brighter, whereas if you set it to 10, the black part will get more darker. So that's what the black equalizer is in this monitor. There is another feature called anti-lag, which is used basically for FPS games like Modern Warfare 2019 or Counter-Strike. While playing those games, if you activate this anti-lag, then the lag between the mouse click and the reaction in the monitor will be only of you can say a very millisecond, a small millisecond difference will be there in order to achieve your kills. Now coming to my personal experience with this monitor, it's been 2 months I've been using this monitor, and I'm going to share it like what exactly drawbacks which I faced and what is the positive side and negative side of this monitor. So starting from the content creation, when I do content creation, I'm doing content creation on Filmora Wondershare 9. So most of the videos which I used to edit are those type of videos which are shot in front of this green screen. I used to change its background and everything. So editing on this monitor is quite comfortable for me, for my eyes, because it is very less strenuous. If I compare it to my old monitor, which is a 1080p TN panel monitor of 60Hz, again from Samsung company, so I found that monitor a bit strenuous to my eyes when doing longer hours of editing and content creation, and I found it very strenuous, very tiring, and sometimes I used to just shut down my work and relax for 30 minutes to 1 hour in order to give rest to my eyes. Whereas in this monitor, there is nothing like that. The panel which is used in this monitor is IPS panel, which is some sort of a very latest technology and eye friendly, of course. So when doing content creation on this monitor, there is no such kind of a strenuous or strain to my eyes, or a kind of discomfort or tiresome in my eyes. I find it extremely comfortable, and for longer period of time I can do a lot of editing. So as I have discussed about this content creation part, now coming to the gaming part, which you all guys are eagerly waiting for. So for gaming part, I would suggest, like, you can easily go for this monitor. I would give a 2 thumbs up for gaming purpose. So the gaming which I personally do is the FPS games or competitive gaming, like Modern Warfare. Definitely I only do that game because I have made plenty of online friends within India, of course overseas, and my personal hi to all of them who are seeing this video right now. And for gaming purpose, yes, I would suggest, like, you can go for this monitor, because when doing gaming, it reveals the true vivid, the true beauty of the game via this monitor. The colors, the brighter parts, the black parts, the darker areas, everything, it is just perfect. What I will do, I will show you what exactly this monitor can do, and watch it right now.
So guys, this is the first game which I'm going to play in this monitor. It is Far Cry 6. The game will be running in the maxed out settings. Everything will be turned maxed out. Later I will show you like what I have turned on and what I have turned off. But overall, this game will be played in the ultra settings quality. Right now, a very excellent intro will be played. This is the AMD Ryzen and Radeon supported. That's the UVI soft. And here we go.
So guys, as you have just seen the badass intro of Far Cry 6, which reveals the true vivid colors of the game, and how this monitor reflected those colors in best viewing format. So I was really impressed by seeing this. Now I will show you like how exactly this you can say this game performs in this monitor. So there's the game Far Cry 6, which I am playing on this system, and I'm going to repeat it. The graphic card which I'm using is RX1000x and the processor is AMD THREADRIPPER 3970X. For full description, you can check the description box of this video. You will check. You can see the full specification about my system which I have built back in 2 to 3 years ago. So I'll showcase how it works. So coming under settings, as you can check, the default is AMD Radeon 6900 XT. Though I can understand it won't be visible so much clearly from here. So I will just verbally tell you everything. Like the refresh rate, it is set by default 144 Hz. Display resolution 4K. The quality is everything. I have set it to maxed out ultra settings. There's nothing I have turned it off, like the texture filtering, shadows, water, terrain, everything I have turned it on. Even the HD textures I have turned it on. Motion blur I have turned it off because it is a FPS eater and overall there is no benefit of turning motion blur on. So I've just turned it off only. Oh yes, the DirectX ray tracing. It is one of the very good features of Far Cry 6 and truly it is a great experience while turning on the DirectX ray tracing feature. So I have turned everything on, the DXR reflections, DXR shadows, even Fidelity FX cast. It is a feature by AMD graphic cards, exclusively for AMD owners only. This feature I have also turned it on. Coming to the advanced settings, I've turned the VSync off, and yeah, Fidelity FX Super Resolution 1.0 I've turned it on, and the FSR mode is in ultra quality. So overall I have maxed out this full game. And as you can see, the VRAM is total 15.95 available on this graphic card, and it is only consuming 8.87 GB. So yeah, so now this is what I call a really beauty. See this with reality here. The water, the terrain, small details. It is showing the very, what you can say, I have no words to explain it. Those small details are very immersive for me. The water and everything. Wow. I'm swimming in the sea and yeah, overall the gameplay is very buttery smooth. There is no stuttering or any kind of screen clearing. I have turned off this AMD FreeSync Premium Pro because I don't require it. Alright then, let's do some small gameplay then. Okay, oh wow, the grass, the quality of grass is so much greener. Oh, that's a crab. Okay. You can see it from here. It's a crab which I'm chasing it. I hope that doesn't bite me. So the crabs, the leaves and everything. God, I just really love this monitor for gaming purposes. See this from the blue part. You can see the blue part is very good. Oh wow, that bird flying. Did you see that? It's a very good. Frankly speaking, I'm really enjoying this game. Since the age of 5, I am doing gaming from Mario and now Far Cry 6. It's really a true gaming experience for me. Ultra realism, I call it. I've collected some parts over here. As I'm approaching some enemies over here, so I'm trying to sneak past them or trying to do a sneak melee kill. Okay. There's an enemy. You can see it. Just pointing it right here. Oh yeah, it is now highlighted in red. It is the enemy. Do a sneak kill with a machete kill. Here I go. Wow, that's really awesome. Now it's her turn now. Here we go. Excuse me. Now this is my kind of a darker area. It's really awesome. Oh, I think that's possible. Oh, so back to Island. What a smooth gameplay it is. I'm really loving it. So as you have just seen like how well this monitor performs while doing gaming, so much of smoothness and so much of vivid colors next to ultra realism graphics, everything, it is just top notch. So my personal experience with this monitor is really awesome, and I would suggest to the gamers who are looking for a high-end gaming monitor, then I would suggest to go for this monitor, that is Samsung Odyssey G7. Though this is a 28-inch monitor, but you can go for a higher end also, like a G9 model with a 49-inch of monitor screen, which is kind of a very huge. But though I am happy and satisfied with a 28-inch monitor. So one more thing I want to tell to my viewers, that my PC got featured on the official page of AMD India. As you can check out the photos over here which I have shared it. So on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, my PC was featured as an overkill PC, because for most of the games this PC was just an overkill, because most of the PC games don't require much of the specification like a high-end graphic card, high-end processor or much more of a RAM. So this PC was just an overkill according to AMD India. You can check out their post, and I was particularly tagged on their post. On Instagram, my username is RichieSam. You can follow me on that Instagram page. It is officially run by me. So you can get some daily updates about gaming as well as the worldwide news update. So feel free to follow me on Instagram. So guys, this was the core lighting which I was talking about. Say in front there are two RGB lighting, here and here, and coming to the back side, this is the RGB lighting which is synced with the core lighting. So right now, as you can see, the screen is blue, so the lights will be here will also be blue. So this is what CORSAIR is, and you can check it out here. This is what CORSAIR is. So previously I tested the game Far Cry 6, and now I am going to test Doom Eternal. Personally, it is my favorite game, and it is one of the best FPS game of 2022. Doom Eternal I am testing on this monitor because it is a perfect example to showcase the CORSAIR feature in this monitor, which I told you earlier, that CORSAIR picks up the bright light pattern in the game and reflects in the RGB. So now I am going to showcase you the Doom Eternal gameplay in this monitor, and trust me, you won't be disappointed, and it is one of the best FPS game. And playing in this monitor, it is going to be a out of the world experience for me, personally speaking. So let's start this game. So now I have started Doom Eternal in my system, and currently it is getting 124 FPS in this monitor. And now I'm going to start the game. Let's start with the level Hell on Earth.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure.
Sorry, there's going to be a small cutscene. Just trying to skip it, to enter into the actual gameplay.
Only you
During the cutscene, I'm getting 130
Win and
FPS.
care until
Here
it
it
is
is.
done.
Skip it. So minimum it gets to around 90, 95 or 100. Wow. So, as you can see, the clarity, the vivid colors. I'm playing it in HDR in ultra night settings. Gameplay is pretty smooth as compared to the previous monitor which I played. Smooth and not any kind of stuttering or lag, nothing like that. Even I have turned on the input lag, low input lag, on which there is a very low response time between the click and the reaction in this monitor. CORSAIR punch. As I have turned on my CORSAIR RGB lighting, so as I am facing towards the green, you can say the green light here. So the RGB lighting and the front lighting also turns green, and I turn it to some sort of a red area, something here. Then the light goes to red, and also the back side, which is the CORSAIR feature. And trust me, it is a very cool feature I discovered. And so trust me, this is a very cool feature. I really like this feature a lot, and I would suggest that you can go for this monitor if your budget allows, because as I can see that while playing FPS game, I'm not getting any kind of stuttering or any kind of lag, not even screen clearing. Though I have turned off that. I have turned off the AMD FreeSync Premium Pro because I don't require it, because the gameplay is so much buttery smooth and 4K 144Hz via DisplayPort 1.4 connected to my AMD RX1000x GPU. So the output, the final result is totally a top notch. So personally speaking, I don't require to activate the AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. But rest is up to you people. If you want, you can turn on your NVIDIA G.SKILL as well as AMD FreeSync Premium Pro according to your requirement. The colors, the HDR 400, everything is top notch. The colors, they are true vivid colors. Sometimes they are like a pop-out effects on this monitor, substituted to 3D effects, which I really like it. And though I am playing in this lighted room, but when I play it in a dark room, the quality of this monitor goes more than awesome, because at that time I can experience the true colors of this monitor when I'm playing a HDR 400 gameplay or just a standard FPS gameplay like Modern Warfare 2019 or Counter-Strike. During the dark room, the monitor gives its true color, the best excellent performance in 4K 144Hz. I hope you liked today's video a lot, and I hope I have answered all your questions arising in your mind, all your queries via this video. But if you still think that I didn't cover up something related to this monitor, do feel free to drop a comment under this video. And if you want to check out my full PC specification, like what kind of CPU, GPU, RAM, everything I'm using, check out the video description. I have mentioned a detailed PC specification of my system. And if you like this video a lot, do subscribe my channel and give a thumbs up to my video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Happy gaming, stay healthy. That's all I would say. Goodbye.